Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell alongside Paul Condry. We are live downtown Indianapolis. We want to welcome those stations around the state joining us on the IHSAA Methodist Sports Medicine Championship Radio Network. We appreciate our good friends from Jasper and WITZ joining us, and also in Greencastle, WREB, and in Plymouth, WTCA, in Richmond, WKBV, and in Shelbyville, WSVX, just a few of the stations along the way on the network. And also we appreciate you joining us on IHSAsports.org. You can go back and watch this show once it is in the archive section. Paul, we head now to 2A South, sectional number 29, Union County at Heritage Christian. Heritage Christian is number 1 in the coaches poll, and they were the runners-up in the 2A championship a year ago. Also, Triton Central will be at Shenandoah. Indianapolis, Washington will be at Lawrenceburg, and Centerville at Knightstown. Sectional number 30, South Vermilion at Cascade. Cloverdale will travel to Monrovia. The Battle of Putnam County, South Putnam at North Putnam. North Putnam won at South Putnam 20-6 back on the 12th of September. And Tri-West Hendricks will be at Speedway. Speedway ranked number 11. Sectional number 31. On Friday, October the 24th, Eastern Pekin will be at Mitchell. Eastern Green will be at number 13, Paoli. Indian Creek will travel to Clarksville. And Providence will be on the road at Brownstown Central. In sectional number 32, one of the great games to start with, Southridge ranked number 8 in the coaches poll will be at number 17, Evansville Mater Dei. North Knox will travel to Tell City. South Spencer will be at Forest Park, and Sullivan will be on the road at North Posey. Paul, we go back to sectional 29. You know, Ron Qualls and Heritage Christian, talk about reloading. They lost Garrett Metter, one of the best quarterbacks in the state, reloaded with Jackson Kirtley. They're throwing it around the yard, as you like to say, but defensively, they're putting the handcuffs on a lot of people. Yeah, they're a very, very good football team, and make no mistake about it, they've learned over the course of the years that they got to play on both sides. But make no mistake about it, their late postseason run a year ago has helped this football team this year. But what I like about sectional, though, you got 3 teams at 6-1. Yeah, it's really a neat scenario that you've got some balance there. But I think it's, Heritage Christian. We talk about this time and time again, Coach. When you spend an extra 3 or 4 weeks in practice throughout the course of going deep into the tournament series, that makes a big difference in the regards to the reps and what the kids get. And I really believe that the Heritage Christians finds himself in a position where it's theirs to lose, and I'm sure Ronnie Qualls has done all the right things to get his kids ready to go. Sectional 30, as we mentioned, the North Putt, South Putt games. North Putnam ranked number 3. South Putnam will play at North Putnam. Also, I really like the Tri-West Hendricks and Speedway game. Speedway ranked number 11 at 6-1. Tri-West with Chris Cull and his guys at 5-2. So there are 3 pretty solid football teams right there. You look at Speedway, the advanced kid's an outstanding running back. He can play. Jake Allen, the outstanding player, the running back from Tri-West. But I tell you what, you look at this sectional, and it all revolves around North Putnam. Coach Barrett has done an outstanding job coming in there and really making some noise. I really like what Greg's done, and they've got one of the premier football players playing both sides of the football. And you can throw in the fact that he's kicking. We're talking about Griffin Dahlstrom. He can play at any level, and I really think that this is a situation. North Putt, I think that they're a little hungry. I think they want to prove that opportunities that may have fallen away to the wayside last year is something they can grab a hold of this year. Sectional 31, Paoli ranked number 13, hosting Eastern Green. It's been a great story for them. They're 7-0 right now, but Brownstown Central at 5-1. Indian Creek, a couple of veteran coaches, and Mike Gillen at Indian Creek and Reed May at Brownstown Central. Brownstown Central, they have done an outstanding job, and Reed May is a guy who can coach them up, as I like to say. His kids will be ready to play. They are very, very hungry. But Paoli, this may be one of the feel-good stories. Just a few years ago, one of the worst programs in the state, but I tell you, Brian Ballsmeyer has done a great job. They got an outstanding junior quarterback in Logan Laswell who can throw it around. But Providence, the Ethan Cook, outstanding running back down there, he can go. And of course, we already know about what Mike Gillen's kids can do at Indian Creek. They like to throw it around the yard as well. So should be a pretty good sectional. But I think Brownstown Central, with a solid group of seniors, those kids are pretty hungry. Talked with Reed earlier in the year, and his kids are ready to go. Sectional number 32 will be one of those where the teams in this one will say ours is the most difficult sectional when you look at number 8 and number 17, Evansville Mater Dei, playing each other in the first ball game. But how about North Posey at 5-2, North Knox at 6-1, South Spencer at 5-2? So balance is really the key in sectional 32.
Yeah, and once again, you have a bunch of teams that are very, very good. I think you look at Southridge and what Kelly Murphy has proven over the course of the years that he can coach deep into the tournament series. I think that's a big advantage. You look at North Posey and North Knox both, I think, have had outstanding years. Mater Dei always plays in a very, very competitive sectional. And I think South Spencer is a team that that's
right
outside kind of looking in, and they could have a good tournament series here. I think that they can put themselves in a position to make some noise deep into the tournament series. But I think, once again, this is one of the premier sectionals in all the state of Indiana, and I like what Southridge and running back Brett Rosner brings to the table, and I like what Kelly Murphy and his kids have done over the course of the last couple of years.
2A pairings are in the book. We're going to come back and do the 3A North. You're listening to the Indiana High School Football Sectional Pairing Show on the IHSAA Methodist Sports Championship Radio Network, brought to you by Wendy's and the Wendy's High School Heisman Award. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell alongside Paul Condry. Paul Condry from the Regional Radio Sports Network and the Indiana Football Digest. And I'm the host of Indiana Sports Talk on Network Indiana. Glad you could join us as we continue our pairings for the upcoming state championship in football. Paul, sectional number 17 in 3A in the northern part of the state. We begin with Knox at Gary Wirt. Hammond Gavitt will travel to Hammond Clark. Gary Roosevelt will be at New Prairie, and Andrean will be at Calumet. In sectional number 18, Peru will be at number 5, Northwood. Culver Academies will travel to Mechaniqua. Mishawaka Marion will be on the road at Tippecanoe Valley. And number 12, John Glenn, will be at number 9, South Bend St. Joseph's, the runners-up from a year ago in 3A. Sectional number 19, Angola, travels to number 7, Belmont. Norwell will be at Fort Wayne Concordia. West Noble will be at Leo, and Lakeland will travel to Heritage. And in sectional number 20, number 2, West Lafayette at Benton Central. Eastbrook at Blackford. Mississinewa at number 3, Western. And Twin Lakes will be on the road at number 6, Yorktown. Paul, let's start with sectional number 17. Andrean Calumet looks like probably one of the best games of those 4. That might be the game that the winner of that might have a real shot at winning this sectional.
Not a dominating Andrean team as we have seen in the past. Got an outstanding two-way player in Kyle Kovac, but Calumet, Ivan Zimmer has brought his team along. Got 2 really good players in Darcel Ballantyne and George Ezel. Guys can play. This one's wide open. And I tell you what, you look at the grand scheme of things, don't count out New Prairie. They play in a very, very competitive conference in the northern states, even though Bart Curtis has moved on. But I tell you what, I really like what Marty Mawson's done there to keep the tradition going there.
Sectional 18, another one of those for bragging rights. So the toughest, if you look at it. How about the game in the bottom bracket? Number 12, Glenn, at number 9, South Bend St. Joseph's. And up in the top of the bracket, number 5, Northwood. And you also have a pretty dangerous Culver Academy team.
You look at Northwood, of course. You look at Skylar Titus. He won a state championship as a Frosh, and he has got to be the premier player in that sectional. He's at the top half of the bracket. Tell you what, that's a great situation for Rich Dotson's club, and of course they're playing at Jim Andrews Field, one of the toughest places in all of Indiana to play the bottom half. An upstart Glenn team. It's really done a nice job. I think that they're very, very good. But St. Joe, once again, we talk about last year's going deep into the tournament series. They lost to a very good South Bend Washington team, and their other loss was to Penn. So they're a very, very formidable team. And I tell you what, you got the balance of the power in the bottom with the 2 teams in Glenn and St. Joe. But I tell you what, Northwood's sitting at the catbird seat at the top of the bracket.